and appreciate God's goodness. He assured that his administration would continue to support the families and dependents of fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives for national peace and security. Reflecting on his personal and leadership journey, Aiyedatiwa expressed gratitude for reaching this milestone and thanked the people of Ondo State for their trust and support. Government's correspondent Wahab Bakole provides further details.
The Ondo State Government House Chapel of Grace in Akure hosted a special Thanksgiving service to commemorate the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day and Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's 60th birthday. The only Bible lesson was read from Isaiah chapter 40 from verses 28 to 30 by Brigade Commander 32 Artillery Major General John La. In his homily, Bishop Felix Adejumo of Agape Christian Ministry stressed the importance of magnifying God and expressing gratitude for his mercies, describing Aiyedatiwa's life as a testament to divine fulfillment. He urged the congregation to render help to dependents of fallen heroes.
I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. With my mouth will I make known your faithfulness to all generations. That is in Psalm 89 verse 1. I will sing, I don't know about you, of the mercies of the Lord. Lamentation chapter 3 says it's of the Lord's mercies that have not consumed. His compassions they fail not. They are new every morning. It says, great is your faithfulness, O God. So, today, we are giving glory to God for the life of one chosen to lead us in our state as the chief executive of the state. And we are grateful to God for it.
Major General La, who reflected on the significance of the celebration, commended Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for his support to security agencies in the state.
The Remembrance Day honor those who serve and sacrifice for the peace and security of Nigeria.
Governor Aiyedatiwa thanked God for his blessings and restated his commitment to advancing the welfare of the state's residents, particularly the dependents of the fallen heroes.
The selfless service of our men in this noble calling in ensuring national cohesion and global peace is unquantifiable. This occasion, therefore, is dedicated to honoring the departed heroes and veterans with particular attention to those who suffered various deprivations in the line of duty, widows and the dependents of the fallen heroes. As we reflect on this day, let us take a moment to remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We extend our deepest gratitude to their families, friends, and loved ones who have endured the irreparable loss.
The governor, who commended security agencies in the state for their efforts at ensuring peace, called for their cooperation ahead of the local government election and urged parents to guide their children against becoming tools for political manipulation.
Let me therefore seize this opportunity once again to thank all our security agencies, including our own Amotekun Corps, for their professional conduct during that election, while still craving your support for the protection of lives and property of the good people of Ondo State, as usual, and particularly as we now approaching another election, the fourth upcoming local government council election in the state. Therefore, wish to implore all the good people of the state to comport themselves in peaceful manner during this exercise, the local government election. On our part, I wish to reiterate that we shall provide a level playing field for all political parties to carry out their electioneering activities in line with the dictates of the electoral laws.
In honor of the late Secretary to the State Government, Temitayo Oluwatuyi, a moment of silence was observed, recognizing his contributions to the state. The event culminated in a Thanksgiving session. Special prayers were offered for the dependents of fallen heroes, Governor Aiyedatiwa and his family, Ondo State and Nigeria. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has pardoned 40 prison inmates. The governor, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Ebenezer Adeniyo, said this decision reflects his administration's commitment to fostering a justice system that prioritizes reform over retribution. The announcement was made by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Olukayode Ajulo, who also chairs the Advisory Council on the Prerogative of Mercy. Among the beneficiaries, 15 convicts will experience the relief of outright release effective from today. In addition to the releases, several death sentences will be commuted to life imprisonment, while others will see their sentences reduced. Ajulo noted that these decisions were reached after careful deliberations, focusing on the nature of the offences, inmates' age, health, behavior, and duration of sentencing. The signing of the release orders aligns with the governor's 60th birthday, marking a significant occasion with an act of grace. President Bola Tinubu has rejoiced with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa on his 60th birthday. He commends Aiyedatiwa for his unwavering dedication and political consistency, beginning from his membership of the Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, in 2011. He further recognizes the governor's unprecedented landslide victory in 2024 election, which has allowed him to continue raising standards in key areas such as health and education, directly improving the lives of citizens. President Tinubu appreciated Governor Aiyedatiwa's invaluable contributions as a commissioner representing Ondo State at the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The three-day annual convention of the Acts of Apostles International Church has been concluded in Accra, Ondo State. This 35th edition, held at the Church's National Temple, drew members from across Nigeria and the diaspora, fostering a spirit of unity and worship. Omoro Langbeji has details of the event.
The Acts of Apostles International Church celebrated its 35th annual convention, gathering members from near and far to engage in worship, prayer, and fellowship. This year's theme, Devout Worshiping Soul, culminated in a farewell service. The officiating minister and general superintendent of the church, Prophet Zacchaeus Adeburiota, emphasized the importance of worshiping God in spirit and truth, reminding attendees of the spiritual consequences of sin.
God is waiting for your repentance. Why is your life from what are you still doing in the church? You want to waste your soul. I can't teach you.
Reflecting on the convention's impact, the church founder noted its significant role in revitalizing members' faith and strengthening their bond with God.
The church is already spread down to abroad, Pakistan, UK, South Africa, Ghana, Cotonou, then the whole state of Nigeria. This church is there now. That's one achievement. The achievement of salvation. People are receiving salvation of Jesus Christ.
Members, including ministers from abroad, praised Prophet Adeboriota's leadership, describing the convention as a refreshing experience.
Yeah, this is the man that one can relate to, a man that identifies the gifts and the calling of God on people, a people builder, basically. So I'm really blessed to know him and to have him as a mentor, as a father in the Lord, and as my general superintendent. It's a great honor for me.
Throughout the 3 days, members participated in teachings and activities focused on expanding God's kingdom. Key highlights included the upgrading and dedication of church ministers to enhance the progress of God's work. Omoriola Hungbiji, Osrc News.
Now to security front. Ondo State Police Command has apprehended Mr. Elela Monday, who allegedly killed and buried his 14-year-old boy for alleged stealing in Ajawa Akoko community. Parading the suspect alongside others, State Commissioner of Police Wilfred Afolabi said the command will intensify efforts at ensuring that Ondo State is crime-free. Omar Language reports that more suspects arrested in connection with our cutlash were also paraded. Here's the report.
Mr. Elela Monday, a native of Ajowa in Akoko Northwest local government area, and his wife were alleged of killing their 14-year-old son, Tokwe Elela, and buried him in a shallow grave under a banana tree behind the house. The parents alleged the boy to have been involved in series of criminal activities, thereby embarrassing the family.
No. Ọwọ́ la fi gbá àwa kan gbá ni mi gbá ni àwọn agbófinró ló máa ń bá wa mú wọn àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ọ̀ fìjìláńtẹ́ la máa ń fà wọ́n lé lọ́wọ́ tó máa ń bá wa ń pọ́ nìṣẹ́. ìgbà tó ṣaláìsí náà kò sí ọ̀dà àti mo dẹ̀ pọ̀ wọn mo pe bírọ̀dà mi tẹ̀ nítọ̀ pé kí ni mo fẹ́ ṣe máa ní mo ti pọ̀ àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn yẹn pé báyìí ni nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ tílẹ̀ fi mọ́.
kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́ wá lọ fi sísẹ́ yìí kò lè yín.
bí àyín lèmi ni mo sín sí ibi tílẹ̀ wà.
Similarly, one Mr. Wasil Ibrahim, a vulcanizer, was apprehended for conspiring to beat a boy Tijani to death over stealing an Android phone at St. Luke's area in Akure and later dumped his remains in front of his father's house. Others were arrested for alleged robbery and in possession of firearm, among other offenses, in different locations across Ondo State. More suspects were also paraded in connection with the recent court clash in Owo. Some of them who fled Owo to Akure to take cover were arrested. Some confessed to be court members but had renounced their membership and denied their participation in the court clash.
When they came my brother, wife and children. That's why they see me that I'm para for why.
Fat to fight bóyá wọ́n jà pé wọ́n fi yìnbọn wọn ò jà mọ́ pé kí ló ṣe mo ṣe gbọ́kàrà kún un lé mo ṣe dé AP ibi tó ń sọ pé wọ́n tó wá yìnbọn lu ẹ̀gbọ́n ìyàwó pàdé mi ẹ̀gbọ́n ìyàwó ẹ̀ mo ṣe débẹ̀ mo ti bá ń bẹ̀ mo ti bó ṣe ń sunkún bó ṣe ń pọ̀ pé ọmọ tó wà ńlẹ̀ mo ti rí pé òkú ẹ̀ wà ńlẹ̀ ìyá ọmọ yẹn wọ́n ti rọ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ sí FMC bá a ṣe bínú lọ sí palace wọn jẹ́ ká wọnú palace wọ́n lé wa padà àwọn mọ̀pó tó wà ń bẹ̀ bá a ṣe ń bínú bá a ṣe ń pààrà ń bọ̀ mo ṣe ń bínú pẹ̀lú òun bá a ṣe ń bínú bọ̀ mo á mìíràn tó fídíò wa.
Briefing pressmen at the command headquarters in Akure, the Commissioner of Police, Wilfred Afolabi, said the command will not rest until perpetrators are brought to book.
The investigation is still ongoing. And like I promised, if they enter the hole, we'll follow after them into the hole. So again, I reiterate that all these bad boys find another place to relocate to, because the command resolve is that we are not going to spare any one of you. And I equally want to thank the good citizens of Ondo State. They are exceptional. They are unique. They've given us so much help.
While assuring residents of the command's readiness to secure the state, the commissioner sought further cooperation of citizens in achieving success. Omoriola Ngbeji, OSRC News.
Still staying with security, Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has ordered all police commands and operations across Nigeria to focus on the implementation of a New Year Strategic Action Plan. Egbetokun, in a statement, said the development is aimed at reducing crime and improving law enforcement efficiency. He emphasized the importance of strategic planning and data-driven approaches in combating crime and urged officers to shift towards proactive policing methods. Egbetokun also stressed the need for all officers to uphold professionalism and integrity while engaging with the public. We're due for a break on the news at 7. We'll be back with more stories. Stay with us. It's still Osrc News at 7. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV and on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel, Osrc TV Ondo. Two more stories now. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it has intercepted a large quantity of drugs while they were being distributed into 6 vehicles in Abuja. The operation was confirmed by the agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi. Babafemi said that the act was carried out at an abandoned fuel station in Kagini, Kubwa area of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for onward distribution to some northern states. He said that the intelligence-led operation, which took place at about 1:20 a.m., led to the seizure of not only the large illicit consignment, but also the trailer and the 6 vehicles. Babafemi said that cocaine and the precursor substance used in preparing crack cocaine were recovered from the suspect. The Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, says one of its border facilities in the government area of Kebbi State has been attacked, with 4 persons killed. Spokesman of the Immigration Service, Kenneth Udo, in a statement said those killed included a watchman and 3 contractors, adding that no personnel of the service was killed. Kenneth, however, said the attackers left the facility with significant damage to its security infrastructure. He added that the service is working alongside other sister security agencies to identify and apprehend those responsible for the acts and bring them to justice. President Bola Tinubu is in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, to participate in the 2025 edition of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week. Tinubu's trip to the Middle East is at the invitation of the President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The summit, which is scheduled to run from 12th to 18th January in Abu Dhabi, is expected to bring together global leaders to accelerate sustainable development and advance socio-economic progress. President Tinubu is to deliver a speech highlighting his administration's reforms, including those related to energy efficiency, transportation, public health, and economic development. During the visit, Tinubu and his delegation are expected to hold discussions with the United Arab Emirates leadership to strengthen bilateral relations and explore opportunities for economic and diplomatic partnerships. And to Zamfara State, where an airstrike by the Nigeria Air Force has mistakenly struck members of the Zamfara Community Protection Guard, local vigilantes and residents in Tunga Kara, a village in Maradun local government area of Zamfara State. The attack, which occurred following a bandit raid, left at least 16 people dead and dozens more injured. Tunga Kara residents have expressed grief over the attack, calling for an independent investigation into how the airstrike went astray. Amnesty International has also condemned the attack, urging the Nigerian authority to immediately investigate the airstrike. And outside Nigeria now, the visit by Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati to Damascus marks the first for a senior Lebanese official to Syria in years, signaling a potential shift in a complex relationship. For decades, Syria's Assad family maintained a tight grip on Lebanon, wielding influence over its politics and shaping its alliances. Since the fall of Bashar al-Assad's government, relations between the two neighboring countries have come back into spotlight. Adunke Kolaoli has more on the story.
If it rains in Damascus, the Lebanese open their umbrellas. The saying reflects the reality Lebanon has lived with for decades. Its fate is often tied to the political storms forming across the border in Syria. Now, with the collapse of Bashar al-Assad regime just days after ceasefire ended Israel's war on Hezbollah, Lebanon stands at a crossroad.
Syria saw in Lebanon a very important strategic, a younger brother, and saw for itself a role of a guarantor for peace and security in Lebanon, given the difference in size and difference in capabilities. And it sought that role to continue that role somehow after 2005.
In the mid-1970s, Syria intervened in Lebanon's civil war, with its army remaining in the country for nearly 30 years. The 1989 Taif Accord ended the civil war and formalized Syria's role in Lebanon alongside Saudi Arabia as regional power brokers. However, the 2005 assassination of former Lebanese Prime Minister Rafik Hariri that investigators linked to members of Hezbollah led to widespread anti-Syrian protests in Lebanon, resulting in Syria's withdrawal. The Syrian uprising in 2011 led to Hezbollah sending thousands of fighters into Syria to support Bashar al-Assad's regime. The intervention solidified Assad's hold on power, but at a significant cost. Thousands of Hezbollah fighters were killed, further deepening the rift between the Syrian and Lebanese people. Since its founding in the early 1980s, Hezbollah has relied on Syria as a crucial link in Iran's so-called axis of resistance, providing a corridor for weapons and support. With Assad removed from power and those roots under threat, Hezbollah faces growing challenges.
Yes, Hezbollah has lost the military supply route through Syria at this stage, but this loss is a detail in the resistance work. A new regime could come and this route could return to normal and we could look for other ways.
The collapse of Assad's government also signals potential upheaval in Lebanon's already fragile political balance. Experts warn the fallout could shift the region's power dynamics for years.
This blow to Hezbollah, I think it may affect Lebanon's internal balance politically if Hezbollah is now perceived as more vulnerable.
As the administration in Damascus navigates its uncertain future, Lebanon braces for the impact of its neighbors' transformation, and many in Syria say the old saints still hold through. When it rains in Damascus, Lebanon inevitably feels the storm.
The report actually highlights the shifts in power dynamics in the Lebanon-Syria relations. And to Germany, two of Germany's main parties are making immigration the focus of their election campaigns. With the vote just 6 weeks away, the far-right Alternative for Germany and the center-right Christian Democrats have said the number of people who have come to Germany is too high and needs to be reduced. In Berlin, the governing Social Democrats formally selected Chancellor Olaf Scholz as their lead candidate for next month's vote. Blessing Obe completes the story.
With warm applause, Social Democrats greeted Olaf Scholz as he strolled to the podium to receive the formal endorsement of his party as lead candidate for next month's general election. His message to his party faithful was clear.
Thanks for this overwhelming vote, for giving me the task of fighting so that everything continues to go well in our country, that we can build a good future for ourselves here in these difficult times. And that's why I'm going to do all I can with your help to surprise everyone like we did last time around. We will win.
Because this is the person perhaps most likely to be the next chancellor, Christian Democrats leader Friedrich Merz, nearly a third of voters say they plan to vote for his party. He plans tax cuts for middle and low-income families and says immigration policy over the last 4 years has challenged the system.
It's why we are currently failing, for example, to provide a good education in schools, why we are failing to provide sufficient healthcare, and why we are also failing to provide enough housing. It is simply an objective overburdening of our country's resources.
That is something the far-right Alternative for Germany, or AfD, has long argued. On Saturday, thousands of opponents of the party tried to disrupt an event in eastern Germany where it chose its lead candidate for the post of chancellor. 12 months later, its leader Alice Weldry denied planning to introduce what is called re-migration, expelling many migrants and refugees who have come to Germany and been integrated here. Now, it is a main policy in a campaign.
We need to take away asylum seekers' right to welfare payments, remove social benefits from people who have no right to be here, and carry out returns on a large scale. And I have to tell you quite honestly, if that is called re-migration, then it is simply re-migration.
Because no mainstream party will work with the AfD, it is very unlikely Weldry will lead the next government. But polls suggest it's also very unlikely that Olaf Scholz will. Instead, his Social Democrats seem set for their worst ever defeat. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
And to end the news tonight, another look at the major stories. We told you that in commemoration of the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, Ondo State honored fallen heroes as Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa marked his 60th birthday with Thanksgiving. We also told you that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa pardoned 40 inmates. And also in the security front, a Nigeria Air Force strike killed 16 in Zamfara State. And that's the news tonight. Thanks for watching. Good evening.